You know what's going to happen? You know what I'm looking forward to? When the world changes their opinion on Rasmus Hojlund.
What, back to he's all right again?
Yeah.
You think that's going to happen? What, after, because he scored the goal now?
I think the world will change their opinion. They do.
Right, this show's taking a bit of...
I'm just saying, because the world can change opinion. Bro.
No, you're right. You're right.
We're a funny bunch. Nothing's beyond us. We change
Wait, can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Because I know you do this sometimes. I want to ask you if you're doing this now, because I know you'll be honest. Or if you lie, we'll see it in your face, so you won't get out of it.
You will, totally.
I want to ask you this. You're saying, obviously, people will change their opinion, so everyone other than you. Can I ask you a question?
Go on.
You see you, KG, Kevin, the comedian, Gary.
Yeah.
Have you seen him score that goal? And are you like, he's going to be good, actually? I've changed my mind. Have you changed your mind?
No, I've always just been hopeful on the kid. It's not from the goal. I've just been hopeful. Like, I've been desperate for him to turn it around because I knew the confidence stinks. He was playing he's having a complete stinker, you know, and it's like he was getting harder to defend at every moment. It's like, you're actually playing like crap. Like, it was literally, what's the wrestler they called? Stone Cold Steve Hojlund and all that. Every cuss that he's got.
Hulk Hojlund.
What's that one again? Hulk Hojlund is crazy. That one there. And you're watching, and I remember I've been on the mains with a video saying he could turn into, with the types of goals he scores, he could be his Gyökeres. I've done a video like that early. Okay. See,
so you're saying you've always stuck with that,
a video in the chamber. No, so with a video like that in the chamber, you're like, well, I've really, there's nowhere to go on terms of this.
But isn't that bad then, KG? So you're basically saying you're supporting him because you don't want to look foolish.
Oh, well, I've looked foolish many a time, so there's nothing new.
You've just said I've got a video out there, so I don't want to go back.
Sure. No, I'm saying I've been so sure. No, but you can always change and say, hey, I've been so sure about him. I would literally went to town and said, no, I really want him to turn. Basically, this is
hope. You don't want to.
I want him to turn it. Hold on. I wanted to turn it around.
Wait a minute.
I want him to turn it around, but I was nervous. But one thing that hopeful is, I'm
nervous.
I was nervous because he started to look like there's no more confidence there. But then you see that other game. You see the game against Real Sociedad. That's the game when I said, he's going to come back and be good. Because there was little touches, there was things he's doing that he couldn't do in other games before. So I'm talking about trapping the ball and passing it, giving it back, 1-2s with the striker, bringing other players into the game. He's doing things that he does well, but there was that pass that he does before the penalty. He takes the ball nice and gives it to Xerxes. We've never seen him have a decent touch. He's a confidence player. He's a confidence player. He's a total confidence striker that, when he's feeling confident, he can do things that he's not expected to do. And that's it. And now, with knowing that, I'm like, you know what? Let's see. That's why I'm not trying to sell him. Even I was asked before, someone said, what do you want to sell? And I don't want to sell Rasmus. Worst case was going to be, I was just kind of sending him on loan, but I weren't getting rid of him. And people are looking at me.
Though? Is that not worried that a striker for Manchester United, if he doesn't have confidence, cannot play basically at all? Because what we have seen over the last 6 months is in certain games he can't pass the ball, can't hold up the ball, ball's bouncing off him, what have you. So if we're saying, well, that's confidence, then if he doesn't have any confidence, he might as well not have him. That's the pressure at Manchester United. As we've said, it's not necessarily about when you play for United, it's not necessarily about the biggest quality. It's just about the ability to handle pressure, to handle the weight of the shirt.
So when you say that, though, look what happened to Garnacho. He lost confidence, guys. In season, he was so unconfident. He wouldn't even go and celebrate his goal. If we're having it right, Bruno had to be like, go over there and enjoy that moment.
Yeah, he's mentally fragile.
He was broken. So it's not like we haven't seen this before. We've seen this. This is our worst season. You're meant to be leading the line. So when you're through on goal, we're 15th. Them players know that. They understand this is way below the standards. And the pressure, as you say, pressure bursts pipes. They talk about that with other players that gave up. A lot of people have given up on Man United, and they're big players. Jadon Sancho, Marcus Rashford. There's a lot of people that just said, I don't want to do this no more when there was time to do this.
Those players, it's a great example of people that had purple patches, and we overrated them because they had purple patches. I still look at Rasmus Hojlund and go, right, first season, scored goals in bunches again, didn't score for ages. I mean, his first goal I think he got was at Boxing Day. Was it Boxing Day for Manchester United in the Premier League? Obviously got the goals in the European Champions League. Then scored the goals in a bunch, then didn't score again for like in the latter half of the season. And this season, didn't score a bunch of goals. Now he's got an assist and a goal. And we're like, Rasmus is back. I mean, I still think for all of the players, all of the players, you've got to show a bit more. You have to show a bit of consistency. It's not changing my mind of going with a striker. Striker in the summer, he's absolutely still need a striker in the summer.
Oh, yeah.
And if an opportunity came up to sell Hojlund or loan him out, I wouldn't be against it. Not at all.
I think Chalaboy Comics says it quite well. What we know with Hojlund is that he's streaky and he can finish well. Still has loads to improve on. Needs a senior striker to learn from. Shouldn't be our starting striker.
That's right.
He is very streaky is the word to use, because he went like 14 games without a goal last year in the Premier League, but was scoring loads in the Champions League. He was like top of the league for goals in that. Then he scored like 9 in 7 or something like that, up until he got injured after Luton and Villa or something. I think he got injured after then, innit? Then didn't score again. Then went on a bad run until right at the end of the season, when the season was done, come off the bench a couple of times and scored against Newcastle and Brighton. And they were good goals.
Yeah.
Wasn't even starting games because it got that bad. Then obviously didn't start the FA Cup final as well, because went 4-4-2 with Bruno and didn't even start him. So then this season comes, even bigger barren spell. And
you
then
heard
now
the coach was saying no, because I think the coach is important in some of this, because he's like, we know he's gonna score again. We know what he's gonna do. We know what he's struggling with. We wasn't playing like the team's really, like, as you said, we Amarim's on the front and we're talking about how we're playing now. Amarim has addressed a lot of things in this team, or where maybe we're starting to get a bit more comfortable in the way in our build-up, comfortable in our chances, comfortable as just a squad. Even Xerxes and Rasmus looking for each other and trying to find and work in each other's game is something that we're doing. We've gone away from the Owen famous horseshoe to not playing the long ball into Rasmus and hoping that he can do something with it. We don't do that no more. So there's a lot of things where we're saying, you know what?
Well, again, that's you got to be careful with that, KG. To say that we don't do that anymore because we haven't done it for 2 games is
but we're saying we was doing it,
and certainly
we was doing it every single play. We were playing out like that. We're not doing like in a game. We was.
And what it isn't is the horseshoe is not the optimum for Manchester United.